Phonological awareness intervention, as far as computers are concerned, there is some available evidence using computer-assisted instruction. I use a lot of computer-assisted instruction for early phonological awareness because it gives them motivation and allows for a lot of independent practice at home. I also use some software programs such as All My Words, Teach Me Phonemics. I love the BoardMaker Plus applications on adapted learning, especially those connected with Dynamically Speaking Pro, because that gives them speech generation feedback. Aerobics is a nice early phonological awareness program, not too expensive. Daisy Quest and Daisy's Castle aren't too bad either from ProEd. I really like to give phonemic awareness support by voice output software because I think making that functional connection with them is important, especially for those children who have minimal verbal abilities. They don't have as much time and practice about what it feels like in their mouth. And then there's a list of programs from reading researchers at this web address for further information. Here's some phonological awareness commercial programs. These are not specific to children with autism, but they are specific to children who are at risk for reading problems. Fluency. Again, we need to be highly visual. I use text hints. We learn about periods and commas, and then I add some more text hints like all caps for loud, small writing for whispers, things like that. We listen to audiobooks while we're looking at texts. We role play and drama. That really is very, very helpful for them. Video modeling of someone else reading a book as you're going. I'll use stick figures along with speech and thought bubbles to show different speakers, so we can even pretend to have different voices. Lots of repeated practice, choral practice, things like that help with fluency. As I mentioned before, video modeling, role play, drama, all terrific. In fact, many of my children with autism that do very well socially have been actors or really worked in dramatic productions. That really helps them to assume different social roles. It really helps them to learn body language. All of that is really lovely because they get to practice with someone else's words the paralinguistic behaviors that they need to perfect. So now let's talk about reading comprehension. One of the things I think is very important is to motivate right from the beginning. Being enthusiastic about what we're teaching is so important. You know, we have a tendency to mirror their kind of low affect or kind of irritated affect instead of giving them the pleasure of really seeing us excited and motivated about what we're teaching. As in all things, I think you have to use visual to support meaning. I use their narrowed and restricted interests often in teaching reading comprehension as much as possible so they have a motivation. Active boards, boy, are they great. If we could only have an active board in every classroom, I really see that as a tremendous tool for children with autism. Song lyrics on flip charts really help beginning readers and to really learn that connection and be motivated by it. Photographs for role taking, photographs for taking role, actually, for pulling out whose turn it is, things like that. That really helps children learn turn taking and associate with names. Then I pull off the photographs and just use their names. I sabotage things all the time, but I do it with humor. You know, it's always my thought, oh, how silly I was, but it helps them be more vigilant, auditorily vigilant, and it helps them pay attention more. Use prosody. Really Disney it up. That really helps them to see what's important. Wait. Lots of times our kids have trouble making a response, and they need a little extra motor planning time. So waiting for them to engage and to expect engagement. You know, if we focus everything we do on behavior, then they don't see our excitement about our content. So I really tend to just expect them to pay attention and redirect them to the content rather than calling a lot of attention to the specific behavior, because I want to get them on a roll and I want to get them excited about their learning. Lastly, focus on deep rather than surface knowledge. Really try and get them to make meaningful connections rather than just knowing how to decode a word. See how what they do connects to their lives, connects to other reading, those kinds of things. And we'll talk more about how to do that as we go on. So here are some reading and comprehension strategies that we're going to go over. There are quite a few. Most of which are evidence-based for other children with reading comprehension difficulties, but not specifically for children with autism, with the exception of anaphoric cueing. Summarizing, so important. So remember, they have trouble with central coherence. So I start very simply with just picking from disparate content areas. So we've read a story, and then I'll ask them forced choice. This story was about panthers, this story was about a boy who lost his mom, or this story is about SpongeBob. And if I need to, I'll show them the book cover so they can do some same matching to get them to start taking the main idea. And then I teach them how to gather clues and be a detective. So as we're reading, we might write the clues down on the sticky notes, and then I'll put all the sticky notes together and we'll put a circle in the middle, and we'll try and figure out what all those sticky notes mean, what's the main topic, and how do we summarize.